All right, we now have multiple ways of resetting the player, of killing the player. So now we just need to make a way for them to kind of win. Easiest thing to do here is let's just have like points or coins that they collect, and then when they get them, then they win. Woo! Okay, so that should be pretty great. Before I write the code, let's go ahead and just make the elements we need in order to make this happen. So I'm just going to close this out, and we're going to put it inside the background again, because I want the coins to move with the background. If I don't put them in here, then they'll just always be staying still. So I'm going to double click to get inside the background. I'll make another layer, and we'll just call this points, because this is how we're going to create score. Cool. Okay, so we got points there. Now what we're going to do is make our points. So I don't know, we'll just do a circle again, and then choose whatever you think would make a good score thing. We'll just, I guess, do this, and I'll make a little one right here. All right, so that's going to be a point. All right, all these graphics will be changed eventually. We're just trying to put in placeholders for now. That's what we'll do next class. Is we're just going to add all the polish, make everything look nice, and it'll be some ways a little bit nicer to do that one than just the straight coding. But it's best to make the shell of the game first and then, add the flourish. Okay, so we're going to select it, hit F8, or go modify, convert to symbol. We'll just make it a movie clip, and we'll just call it point underscore MC. Yay! And I'm just going to call this one point 1. And we'll just make a couple of these. So I'm just going to hold Alt, we'll put one here, and then we'll put one over here, and I'll just put one on the other side of this guy. So what is that, 5 points? Yeah, we'll say 5 points. Okay, so now they're each going to need to have, did I get this one? Okay, they're all called point 1 right now. So we'll call this one point 1. I'll take this one, and we'll call it point 2. They each need to have their own instance name. So it's kind of like the enemies. Point 3, and we're going to end up with 4. Whoa, what was that? Why is spacebar not? There it goes. And then this should be 4.4. Okay, so we have 3 points. Man, why is space? Come on, dude. There we go. Okay, so we have 4 points that we're going to do for now, but if we want to add more, you'll see you can just add more. But that should be good enough for right now. The other thing I need to do is I want to back out of this. I'm going to go to scene 1. And I have the background, and I have player, and I want to have score. So I'm going to hit Control minus. I'm going to make a score thing up here. So I'm going to add a new layer, and we'll just call this score. And this will keep track of our score. So to do that, we're just going to use text. So I'm going to grab my text here, and I'll just draw a text box. And we'll just write score. I don't like the, let's change the color of this. I don't know. Let's do this color. Actually, let's go a little bit. Let's go with that. We'll do that. Okay. And let me see. Where's the size here? Here it is. Let's do 36 maybe instead. So we'll just write score equals, or actually I don't like equals. Do score colon space, and we'll do 0 out of 8. So that way we know how many it is. And I'm just gonna minimize this a little bit. That was good. Yeah, we'll call that good. So I'm going to click off. And so there's the score. We want to make sure that it's dynamic text, because this we're going to update. So it needs to be dynamic. We can't do static, because static will basically just make it that it always has to be that. We're going to update this, the text in this field using the code. Okay, so we're also going to need an instance name, so we'll just call it score text. Okay, that way we know what it is. I have my thing here. Let me see. I can't see anything. It'd be nice to, come on, get out of the way. I want to, get it? Did I get it? Nope. Did I get it now? Nope. It looks like, oh wait, I said I did have it. God, I hate it. There, oh, I think I got it. Okay. So I'm going to go to filters. We'll add one. I just want to add a drop shadow so I can see a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And I could add whatever with these. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so we'll call that good as far as that's concerned. So the other thing I need to do, besides make it dynamic, is that it still won't work. You have to embed it, because if we don't embed the score, the font, then it won't have the characters it needs in order to represent what we're trying to create. So we're going to hit embed. And I like to just name it what it is. So this one is apparently conduit 2 font. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose all. Make sure you click on this because I did this earlier and it wasn't working. I'm like, why is it not working? And then I realized I forgot to click on this. So, you know, you can choose a different font. That was just the one that came up. So that's just the one I chose. So we'll hit OK. So now in the library, that's now part of our stuff there. So, and we got score text. Good. Okay. So now we officially have all the elements we need in order to keep our score and to present our score. So let's hit F9 or go window actions. I'm going to click on actions frame 1. There we go. And I'm going to need a variable that's going to hold my score. So I'm just going to go up to the top here and let's put it, it doesn't really matter where it goes, but we'll just do scoring. And we'll just call this one var score. And it's going to be an int because it's whole numbers. We're not doing like point something. Equals, and we'll just set initially equal to 0. Okay, so we're going to have a score, and the initial score will be nada. You get no free points. No free points in my game. Okay. So, next thing we want to do is basically start doing our score. So I'm going to scroll down here, and we'll do it at the end of our update function here. Okay, so if you're trying to figure out where the end is, you can click on the very first brace, and you'll see this little red line go all the way down, and also it'll highlight blue. And then you can see, it goes right to here. So then I'm just going to go here, and I'll do // and we'll say scoring, okay? Usually I would write these a little bit more elaborately, but I think this is probably good enough for what we need. Okay, so what we're going to say is if we're going to test the player hitting it. So we're going to say player dot hit test object. One of these times I'm going to write it without having to undo text. And we want to test, the object we want to test that we're hitting is the background, right? And it's inside of background, and it's background dot point 1. We'll start with 1, and then we'll just copy and we'll just duplicate this to make the other ones. So we want to test that we're hitting that object like that. Make sure you put 2 of the parentheses there because one's for the method and one's for the if statement. And so basically, if we do hit one of those objects, so if our player collides with one of those point scoring things, first what we need to do is we need to take our score and do plus plus, right? So we're just going to increment it. So basically, we're just going to say whatever the score is, which is currently 0, add 1 to it, okay? And then when it's 1, it will add 1, it'll become 2. So on and so forth. So with this one, whatever the score currently is, just add 1 to it. Then what we want to do is we want to actually remove that scoring thing, right? We don't want to have a bunch of them. So we'll just go ahead and do background dot remove child. And the child we're going to remove is going to be the background dot point 1, the thing that we had. Okay, so we want to remove it. Then we want to display what the score currently is. So it'll be score text. I think that's what we named it, right? And then inside of score text, it has a property called text because it's a text thing. And then we'll just go ahead. We're going to say score. Okay, we're going to do what's called concatenation, which basically means that you combine. Oops, sorry. There we go. You combined text strips. So we'll do score. I put it in quotes, so it's literally going to write score, and then plus. We're going to do string score. Okay, so remember, score is an int, so to display it as text, we have to write string that converts it to that. Then plus /8, so that we know what we're. That way, it's nice to do it this way because that way we know how many there are total. So actually, there aren't 8 though. We did 4, right? I think we did 4. So it's going to be out of 4. Good. Okay, so score out of 4. And that should be it. So let's go ahead and test this first before I bother duplicating it for the rest of them. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Control Enter, and we'll see if there's any issues. Now, it's not going to do anything with these first ones. Like, if I hit this guy, see, nothing happens, because we only did it to the number 1. I got to kill this guy first. Good. And boom. If you look, it went score 1 out of 4. Woo! It's so great. I'm going to change this real quick, too, because right now, that should be out of 4. I did 0 out of 8 because I'm an idiot. Okay. Click back out of there. Okay. Bad actions. Okay. So that works great. So we're just going to, I like yelled at, sorry. So I'm just going to copy and paste this, basically. So I'm going to take this whole thing, Control C, and I'm just going to do it 4 times. Control V, Control V. That's what? 1, 2, 3, Control V. All right. And these should be, make sure that you try to indent all your stuff real nicely so that you know what you have. So, okay, so there's 1. This one, we're going to change all these 1s to 2s. Okay. And then the next set will be 3s. Just taking out the 1, putting in 3. And this will be 4. I don't know what happened there. Okay, that was weird. Okay, 4. 4. Okay, so that will do all the scores. And then we're going to set up one more thing here. And that's just going to say that we basically won. So we're just going to say if score is equal. So if you want to actually make it equal to 4, we want to go ahead and we're going to say score text.text will be equal to you won. Yay. So it's just going to write that you won. Let's try it out. Okay, so yay, we got 1 out of 1. Let's kill this guy. All right, that's 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, and we won! Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And we died. All right, let's just go ahead and murder this guy. Probably could use better words than that. And we can also fall off of our thing. And we start at the beginning. Okay, so it's real base core. We've now got basically a game. So we have all the mechanics. So this is, to me, this is the best way to go about doing it, is to make sure the game's working, get all this part working, and then what you can do is once you get this done, then you kind of add the flourishes. So we'll make it so that the character's animated when it moves, and we'll add like enemy graphics, and we'll make a nicer environment to work with. We can do that in the next bit. But we just want to make sure the game is currently functioning. Okay. So that's it. So when you're done with this, just submit the FLA, and by the end of next week, we should have a finished platformer, and then you guys can start working on your own games. Yay! All right. Good luck, guys.